Folks, welcome to another edition of the video blog on my criminal website. Today we're going to talk about the impact on your license if you are convicted of the charge of operating a motor vehicle after suspension. And what that means is the Secretary of State here in Maine sent you a suspension notice saying for some reason you're going to be suspended. Maybe you forgot to pay your fine on a speeding ticket. Maybe you have too many speeding tickets and they're putting you under a short suspension for 15 days. Maybe you didn't pay your child support. There's a number of reasons as to why you might go under suspension. If you then drive after that date of suspension kicks in and before you get properly reinstated, the crime is operating after suspension. Now, most people will say, well, it's not that big a deal. It's a misdemeanor. There's no jail. Everybody gets them. I'm just going to go and plead guilty. What you may not be aware of is that while the court will not generally impose any type of license suspension, there's nothing in the statute about the court having to impose it, the Bureau of Motor Vehicles on a first offense operating after suspension will impose a mandatory 60-day suspension of your license. When you plead guilty, and invariably so many people do, you're not going to be able to withdraw that guilty plea. And you may end up being stuck with a 60-day suspension by the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. And you're going to find out when you get that letter in the mail, because you're not going to know about that when you plead guilty at court. Because the court doesn't impose the suspension, they're not going to make you aware of it, and certainly the prosecutor won't. It's always in your best interest to speak with an attorney prior to going to court so you know what you're getting yourself into and what the possible ramifications are for pleading guilty. You can always change your plea later. But keep in mind, there are certain consequences that come with pleading guilty to what people consider to be minor driving infractions that are criminal in nature. And one of those is the operating after suspension charge that carries a 60-day suspension by the Maine Secretary of State. Keep that in mind. If you have any questions about how you should proceed, call me or call any other qualified criminal defense attorney. Ask questions before you plead guilty. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to bringing you another video soon.